All right. I was going to go out to my car to do this video, but I'm just going to do it in my room here. You know, I keep hearing all over YouTube and the internet and social media, there's so much of this message where these people are trying to convince you to do more than what you really have to do in life. And I know that a lot of you call yourself spiritual, you call yourself, you label yourself with some kind of identity or thing that you label yourself with. And I understand that, why you do that. But to me, so many of these labels are extra baggage in your life. And I know for me, I got rid of so much stuff that was in my head because it was just keeping me heavy and I couldn't think clear. It was just too much stuff on my mind. And this is why I talk about these spiritual principles and practices and religion and so many other things that people are trying to stuff into your brain. And for someone like me, I'm not saying that this is going to do anything for you, but I know for someone like me, that only puts more baggage and extra expectations and standards on my mind. And why do I need that? Why can't we just live in the moment and be what we are right now and do what we enjoy or just do what we're doing? We don't need the extra thoughts of all these things in our head. Like, we don't have to try to be more than what we already are. Do you see how ignorant and stupid a lot of this stuff is? I mean, and look, it has to be said because a lot of people just don't realize that something's not, quote, working for them in life. So what do? They go to something else, something that they think is going to give them sustenance or is going to fill their lives with what they think they need. And when they go to this religion and they go to these spiritual practices and principles and this higher self stuff, that's all you're doing is you're just putting more thoughts on your mind. You're putting more stuff in your head that you have to deal with. And you're saying, oh, well, what do I have to do to reach to where I'm trying to go? You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do nothing. See, we're the ones that are making this hard. You are the one that is making this hard on yourself. If anyone is watching this, and I'll be so bold as to say this too. I understand that a lot of you may go to like NA, AA, some kind of, group counseling or something like that. And I even have to call where I get my medication. I have to call there today and do a group over the phone. I have to do it. I'm forced to do it. I'm forced to do something I don't even want to do, and I really don't need to do. Because let me explain something to you. This is why I think, and please don't get offended at this stuff, this is what I think about it. And I think a lot of this stuff is keeping us sick and heavy, and it is keeping all this baggage on our head, and it's just weighing us down. But I remember when I went to a rehab years ago, back in 2016, when my bigger brother Earl died. I went into these rehabs thinking, well, maybe there's some type of answer there. Maybe there's something there that I'm missing out on. You know, I was already in Teen Challenge. You know, I was in the Bible for 1.5 years straight. I was in the Bible before that. You know, I did all of that. I lived that life. I prayed every day, many times a day, working my way to a heaven, so to speak. You know, I was working religiously. You see, that's the extra baggage. That's what I do not need in my life. And ever since I got rid of that, I feel so much more free and clear-minded. Even though I have my bad days, I can deal with them a lot easier. But these NA and AA groups, they constantly, I thought that I understood this. Like, I tell us to admit, our problems. And I tell us to talk about what we're going through. But these NA, AA, and this group therapy stuff, it bashes this message in your head that says, I am a drug addict. Hi, my name is Nate. I am a heroin addict. You're calling yourself a heroin addict. You're saying that you're still an addict. How stupid is that? To keep bashing yourself with this and saying, I am an addict. You know, I just can't stop using. And, you know, I come to these groups because I don't know what to do and all this and that. Well, what you do is you admit that, okay, you have a problem. Now, what do you have to do to stop living with or thinking about this problem? You get rid of the problem and you get it out of your mind and you stop thinking about it and saying that you're a drug addict. If you keep telling yourself that, then you're going to be like, oh, well, I'm not worthy. You know, oh, I haven't done good enough, so now I got to get high. Or I just can't deal with this. And I'm not quite saying this how I want to say it. You know, I lose train of thought sometimes too, because I don't edit my videos. But it's like you're constantly bashing your brain with this instead of just saying, look, yes, I had a problem, but now I'm doing something about it. You know, I don't tell myself that anymore. I tell myself, no, I am not a drug addict because I stopped drinking. I stopped smoking cigarettes. I stopped doing heroin. I messed up a couple times here and there years ago and a couple months ago. I fucked up, yeah. But when I did it, I just seen how disgusting and sickening it was, you know? And I never, ever will go back to that. I just know I won't go back to that. And I tell myself that. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm a heroin addict, I'm a drug addict, and keep pounding my mind with that. How stupid is it to do that? And it seems like a contradiction because I'm telling you to admit your faults and talk about your problems. But there's a difference with when you say, I am something, instead of saying, look, I am going through this, but I want to get this shit out of my mind and get rid of it. All this extra baggage that I'm thinking of in my life. And this is what so many of us do. We just invite this right back into our heads and we start believing it. We start believing it again, that we are a drug addict, that we need to have these spiritual principles, that we need religion, that we need to find our higher self, and we need to look deep within ourselves. No, no, no. You do not need to do that. We have right now, y'all. Right now, today, there is nothing that is going to make us better than what we already are. We already are what we are. And I say the word better, and I use these words, but I use them in a different context than what I mean right now. You know, all I have is today. And what am I going to do today? I'm going to do what I enjoy doing and make the day the day. It's not hard. We're making this hard. And you know, I even catch myself getting caught in these hypocrisies, and then I catch myself getting caught in these hypocrisies. And I keep continually hearing the same hypocrisies from other people, but they can't see it for themselves. They can't see that these things are just making your mind heavy. And you can't let go of them. Once you believe them and you invite them in your head and they're there, it's hard to let go. Like me, I used to be addicted to horror movies and scary movies and all kinds of movies. I had to stop watching them because I was getting night terrors and really horrible dreams, and I'm still getting them to this day. To this very day, I'm still getting them, but it's not as bad as what it used to be because I stopped watching the horror movies. And I stopped telling myself that I am a drug addict. I stopped telling myself that I need some kind of spiritual counseling or to find my higher self. I stopped doing all of that. And this is where I came up with my brand as a person. Somebody, but nobody. You know, one day I'm not feeling it. The next day I am feeling it. I'm letting it be what it is. I'm not trying to make it something. You see, there's a difference between trying to do something and letting it be. There's a difference between trying to work your way to something and just doing what it is that you do. There is a big, big difference here, y'all. A very, very big difference. And it just disappoints me when people keep running back to this stuff that I'm speaking about. They just keep running to it like it's going to help them, and it's the thing that's keeping them sick. It's the thing that they can't even see that is holding them down and making your mind think of so many things, and your head's going crazy because you got all these beliefs and these delusions and these expectations and standards. And I have to do this to feel better. I have to pray to feel better. I have to do this spiritual practice to feel better. I have to do something to feel better. Just do what it is that you do to feel how you want to feel. It's so simple and easy, but people don't want it to be easy, I don't think. Or they're making it hard on themselves. And I'm not perfect. I am not a perfect human being. You know, I slip up sometimes. I catch myself getting caught in these hypocrisies, and I am a hypocrite from time to time, and I admit that I'm a hypocrite, and I learn from the mistake and the failure, and I move on, and I learn something, and then I tell myself that I don't need all these things. You know, and it's kind of like Attachment. Attachment to me is a very bad thing. For me, it's a very bad thing. When I get attached to somebody, it's just not good. And for me, I can't be attached to something. You see? That's what I mean. Get rid of all of these somethings that you think that you need. Because once you're attached, you can't let go of what you believe or what you thought was real or what you thought was going to help you. You're not going to be able to let go of it. And that's why I keep telling y'all, let go of it all. Let go of everything. Let it all go. Empty your mind of all of this stuff, all of this baggage and these principles and these expectations and these standards that you think that you have to live up for society and your family and your friends. And everywhere you go, you got to wear this mask and facade for people like you and I. And if we could just let go and just be what we are going to be, it's so easy. And say when you're having a shitty day, say, I'm having a shitty day. If you wake up on the wrong side of the bed and your head's feeling like shit, say, hey, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. My head's feeling like shit. So let's do this thing. You know, it's like you got to amp yourself up. You got to do what it is that you got to do for you. These people telling you that this thing works, that this thing will do something for you. That thing will help you, I guarantee it. Listen to these politics, these politicians, and this bullshit that they say. Just listen to what they're telling you, and all they're doing is they're constantly berating and judging one another and saying that they have the answer and the other one is wrong and I'm right. Do you see how ridiculous this is? I mean, it's like I come across it and it shows up on my phone all the damn time. And sometimes, you know, I'm Curious George and I gotta look at the video. And I look at the video and I just see more and more and more of this baggage and these things being bestowed on people and forced on people, and people are believing it and letting it run their lives. And then we wonder why we are sick. We wonder why we have all of this baggage. We wonder why we're worrying. We wonder why we're hurting each other and being violent. Because they won't let go. You won't let go. I won't let go. We won't let go of all of this stupid shit that does not matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I really say or do. It does not matter. All that does not matter. The only thing that matters is right now. And what you're doing right now for you right now. That's all that matters. But yet we're still shoving the pile of shit from one end of the road to the next, and then we're shoveling that pile of shit and we're letting it go in our brain and our head, and we're shoveling it and we're scooping it up and we're throwing it in another pile, and then we're going to the next pile of shit instead of letting it go and letting it be. And then we are sick. It's not natural. It's not the natural way of just living. Just live and just be natural. This is what I mean when I say that. And everything is a contradiction. Everything's a contradiction. Do you see the hypocrisy and all this going on? Can you see what I'm saying here? It's always one side against the next. I have to do this thing to get here. I can't mess with these people because I'm not like them. I gotta do this to get myself better. All I can say is the word for today is let go. Let go. Somebody but nobody, SBN Lifestyle. Thanks for watching. If you got something out of this, you know all the fun things to do. Subscribe, hit the like if you can. It'll help me get out on the algorithm to speak to more people that need to hear this. And I think we need to hear this. You know, I don't think it's that we want to hear it or that I think people want to hear it. I really think people need to hear this. You know, so the only way that I'm going to be heard is if y'all help me out, you know? So I'm not forcing it. I'm just saying that's the only way. And then if you hit the bell icon, you got to hit the all icon to get all my uploads. So thank you. I appreciate every one of y'all for watching. If you have anything to say, write it in the comments and I'll get back to you. It's simple. There's nothing to it. Later.